Welcome, dear viewers, to Couch Warrior TV on YouTube. I'm the Couch Warrior. And you are watching Passage. Skyrim SE Let's Play, featuring Ettient Jorel, the Altmer Ranger. And we are on the road to solitude. Sounds profound, doesn't it? The road to solitude. Alright, so let's recap. In the last episode, we did a little secret mission. Broke into the home of the Battleborn clan and retrieved some information that leads us to believe there's at least a possibility that Kerway's husband Vantus may be held in the same place that Thalmor is. So we are headed that direction. We're going to take care of a few things all at once. We've got a mission for the Thieves Guild in Solitude that we have to complete. We're going to meet up with Gulamai and shake him down, and we still have to figure out how we're going to carefully get in and out of Solitude without being spotted. That's going to be a little bit of a challenge, probably. But then there's also this question of Northwatch Keep. Based on the intelligence we've gathered, we know for certain anyway that it is a keep that is being manned by Thalmor soldiers and that they're holding prisoners there. Other than that, we don't really know much else about it except for its location. So we're going to have to find that. And Ettient is kind of preparing himself mentally for the idea that he's going to have to do some quick and dirty recon to figure out what's going on there. One of the things that Kerway mentioned to us in her letter, and which is a fairly important point, is that it's very likely that we are only a couple of days ahead of Maven's people, who are also going to be looking for Vantus. So it doesn't give us the luxury of kind of waiting around and doing a lot of careful recon. We're going to have to do a quick job of the recon and try and get in and out and learn whatever we can before Maven's people catch up. Now, they don't know that we're on the trail. We'd like to keep it that way. So it's pretty important for Ettient that he get in and out of there pretty quickly. The other thing, though, that brings to mind, which is an interesting point, is we know that Maven is a very powerful actor in the events that are going on in Skyrim. I mean, that's just a fact. But what we also know about Maven is that she has had, and presumably still does have, a pretty cozy relationship with the Thalmor. Oh, jeez. So it's interesting to think that they're currently at odds with one another. Sit still. Finish him, Garm. Come on. Do this. These damn cultists are becoming a real problem. They're especially difficult to deal with in these scenarios where we're forced to move fast. I mean, we're not in a position to be able to pick our way carefully across the countryside. And so, inevitably, we end up running over the top of them and kind of getting involved in these stand-up fights with them, which is somewhat difficult. It certainly brings into sharp focus the importance of having Garm with us. Because it's Garm's involvement quite often that allows us to come out on top, because while he's pressing the attack, we're flanking. What does this mean? Bandits fighting each other, or who? Oh, I got somebody. Whoa. I don't know who that is fighting the bandits, but... Oh, it looks like it's maybe a merchant and a bodyguard, perhaps. Well, we helped him out. We took one out. These roads are obviously a pretty dangerous place to be. Man, there is a lot of activity on the road over there. All right, we're going to descend this way. Garm will find her own route down here, I have no doubt. Okay, we're going to stay off the road. There's too much madness going on over there, but of course we've got this to contend with now. Is that a sunken boat? I've never seen that before. It must be maybe part of a mod I've got going here. That's interesting. All right, let's get up in here. We've been through here quite a few times, and Ettient has always chosen... Uh-oh. He's always chosen to bypass those bandits. I heard it. You heard it, right? There it is. Look at that. That's different than the ones we've seen before. Flat tail. Hey, Garm. Tell you what. Where'd it go? Oh, wow. See that? It climbed up into the clouds and dove straight down. All right. That was a different dragon than the types we've seen in the past. I think Ettient would have also made note of its behavior. You think about it. In this story, he's spent a lot of time observing the behavior of his quarry, of all types. But in particular, animals. Creatures that might be targets he would pursue as a hunter. And a crafty strategy like flying straight up, disappearing into the clouds, and then diving is something that he would note and kind of file away in the memory bank, because if he would basically chalk that up to something that he's going to need to consider as a tactic these creatures might use against him. So that was very interesting to observe that. Let's go up around here. Oh, man. Come on, out of the tree, damn it. This is our campsite from episode 1. Sure wasn't a bear in it last time, that's for sure. There was a skeever in it, wasn't there? Yeah. Back when the skeevers gave us a hard time. Things have changed quite a bit. All right, now. We have to make a decision. Understanding that Etienne's first priority is figuring out the situation with Vantis. We're going to find our way to Northwatch Keep first. And because we don't have a lot of time, we're going to push our way through. If we had more time, I would think that the sensible thing for us to do would be to set a camp here, somewhere in this region, and then finish out the travel the next day. But once again, time works against us, and that's not a luxury that we have. So we're going to go to Northwatch Keep. Now, with what we understand of where that is, there's obviously more than one route we can use to get there, but what we're going to do is take advantage of our extensive knowledge of the Reach, and we are going to take a lesser traveled route there. Okay, so the obvious route that we could take here is to follow the road up towards Wolfskull Cave, take a left instead of a right, and then there's a trail that would take you down a bunch of switchbacks and so forth, so you kind of go up over the mountains and come down on the other side by the coast. But given our understanding of where Northwatch Keep is, that would dump us out quite a bit further north than where we actually want to be. Forsworn. An old enemy. Ooh, ow! Put an arrow in my dog. Okay, she's a tough cookie. Hey. These inside battles. These are not good battles for the dog. Wait here. Well, we've got a bounty for whatever bastard is in here now. Really? I could have done that from stealth. Probably would have killed him. But my favorite bug keeps me from playing the game how I want to play the game sometimes. You know, I think I would have been content to just trot right past this place and not mess with them, even though I have the bounty letter. But look at that. They're trying to make more Briarhearts again. Back to their old... the same shit they were doing when we were here last time. Nothing changes. But they came after us. They laid their chip on the game board. So, that's that. Alright, girl. We gotta move out. We gotta be real careful now, though. Okay, what we know is that we are back in hostile territory. The Forsworn are back. They've moved in. We may have just cleared this one out. But that does not mean that the cancer hasn't returned to all these other hotspots that we encountered before. So Etienne's feeling a bit nostalgic now. They attacked us right off the bat. Okay, that was a wake-up call to Etienne that, okay, this has gotta... We're going back to business as usual. The Reach business. So we're going to exercise our normal Reach caution here, I guess. What's that?
Get out of my way. I have to get to a town and find a priest.
Sorry. You shouldn't rush a man like that in the Reach. That was unfortunate. But at the same time, you sort of get the impression, right? Like he's in a panic. He's in a panic and he's rushing to whoever he sees without thinking. And in this instance, it got him killed because we're on our guard waiting for an attack at any moment, trying to avoid Forsworn, and now suddenly we're being rushed by a guy in a hood. So that was an unfortunate accident, but Etienne's got a hard enough time accepting the blame for all of his own mistakes. He's not going to start accepting the blame for other people's mistakes, too. So, that's kind of how we're looking at that at the moment. Now, this is where the ambush was last time. Yeah, the Forsworn are coming out of the woodwork. And we're getting close enough now to Solitude that Etienne is very concerned about running into other hazards like Imperial and Thalmor patrols and stuff like that. So, whoa. Dragon. Just saw it through the trees there. Now we're adding dragons to the mix. No arrows to recover there. These guys didn't even move their ambush site or in their camp or anything. Which probably means that they're still operating out of that barrow again now, too. It stands to reason that the Forsworn took some heavy hits from the Hound. But it's likely that they think the Hound is a thing of the past. Come on, Garm, get out of there. Alright, we got big trouble here. Imperial Patrol. Okay. I think probably the most important thing is going to be marksman. We need the extra damage. And damage health. 33 points. There's so many soldiers. Damn it. We got a bolt. Are there bandits in here? If there are, that could work to our advantage also. Okay, let's run them into the bandits. Okay, we got somebody. Let's get up in here. Wait. Got him. Whoa. Are those storm cloaks? Damn. They're not. They're Imperials. They look like Stormcloaks. Holy cow. Oh man, this is bad. All right. Do some healing. No, no paralysis. That's something I'm going to save until they get in real close. Nope, not that either. I want damage health. That's what I want. There we go. Another one down. Okay. Here we go. Now we're going to have a small window here. Okay, so what do we got? 6 seconds, 9 seconds, 11 seconds of paralysis. We're going to take 11. Okay, let's give them the full Hound experience. Okay, we took out their leader. They seem to be so whipped up, though, that I don't know if that's going to have much of an impact on their cohesiveness, you know? These are the situations when you really get a sense for the glass cannon effect. God, lay off the damn dog, you sons of bitches. Jeez. God. These bandits didn't stand a chance. Oh, good girl. Whoa. You think you're just going to casually walk out of here?
Someone there. Time to play this little game. Come on.
What's a solitude guard doing out here anyway? Nobody's just walking out of here. Not after this mayhem. There's no reason I shouldn't believe the Solitude guards aren't in on this thing. And if we have to go to Solitude, that means nobody leaves here alive. Nobody. And by the way, I'm taking your uniform, because that may help us get into Solitude without getting into a huge kerfuffle, which I don't need. Well... We've learned some interesting things from all of this. Solitude guards, armor, shield. Coif thing doesn't do us any good at all. The boots and bracers, not going to deal with that. Got an Imperial sword already. So we're going to have potentially more than one option here for disguise. Least we can do is take that. Okay, girl. We have to get the hell out of here before things get worse. All right, so this is hang on. Ettient is pretty concerned now, right? Because we've learned some things here. We've learned that the Imperial army has it in for us. We've also learned that the Imperial army can recognize us when they see us. Don't get the impression that they're able to track us like they were before. But they definitely recognize us when they see us. And it would seem that they have a kill-on-sight policy when it comes to the Hound. So we are now deep in Imperial and Thalmor territory with a price on our head that seems significant, and soldiers who are very well aware of who we are and how to identify us. It's possible that they're still identifying us in part, at least, based on Garm. You know? Look for a guy, he's really tall, he's, you know... And he's traveling with a huge white dog.
So much easier to run when you're dead.
God damn it. All right. getting really bad, folks. Son of a gun. Okay, that was extremely close. Extremely close. Oh, man. Shit. Yeah, he's gonna loot those bodies and go sell whatever he finds. Totally fine with that. Oh, there it is. Alright, girl. Things are getting dangerous around here. There's a dilapidated tower. Okay, let's check this out as a possible shelter for the night. Hoy! Ha ha ha! Woo! Pinefrost Tower. It is a grisly-looking dump, but it'll get us off the road and out of the wind, which is what we need. Somebody was clearly... It's venison stew. Somebody tried to make a go of it here on their own. Hey, look at this. Ah. We are in the land of the Frost Troll now, so... This guy, must have set up his camp and kind of forgot about that detail, somehow. Is there more of the tower over here? This is the top of the tower over here. Oh, you know what? This used to be a lighthouse, wasn't it? This looks a lot like the lighthouse that we see in Dawnstar. Same style. And somehow the thing just crumbled, fell apart. Well, I feel for this guy here. He set up camp, had his stew all ready to go. This must have just happened. Trolls came in and killed him and ate him, presumably. Or at least tore him limb from limb. Pretty grim stuff. So I have absolutely no problem whatsoever killing trolls. Yeah, see? Oh, man. A bad way to go. Alright. Well... I think we're gonna... I wonder if we can set up in here. Or here, maybe. I'm fine with setting up here, so long as we dispose of these bodies. All right. And let me get that one. Sort of get the impression that trolls are pretty smelly creatures when they're alive. Can't imagine when they're dead. So, where would be a good spot? It's got to be just big enough for the tent and all that stuff. I'm thinking back in here. Kind of keep it out of sight. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Now let's go to our old camping skill that we haven't used in a very long time. And I'm going to try and build it as close to the tent as possible. Go. So we need some kindling to get to a flickering fire. Let's see, for crackling, 6 dead wood or 4 firewood. Just going to leave it flickering. We'll throw a little bit more wood on the thing just before we go to bed. First of all, I'm not interested in going out and gathering any dead wood or anything like that. Second of all, I feel like under the circumstances it would be good for us to keep the fire small. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we made it. It has been extremely harrowing. Wow. But we made it. We made it this far. So the next thing on our agenda is we have to go after this fort full of Thalmor And Etienne is going to tackle that in his next adventure. I want to thank you all for watching The Passage, and I will see you next time.